Well, it's not sexy and glamorous, but it's actually the closest thing on single family that builds longer term wealth. Because it's not pretty and glamorous. It's like putting in a 401k. It's not pretty and glamorous for 35 years, but when you get to the end, you're like, wow, that's what a buy and hold is. Mm-hmm. Think of a buy and hold as if it's like a long-term 401k investment. Like 5-10 year, right? Like Megan's talking about. You're putting in money up front, and typically you still want to try to buy it under market value, do repairs. Ideally, you want either a distressed property or a distressed seller. So distressed financial situation, really a distressed seller, either financially or the property, because you want to buy it under market value because you made or lost your money when you bought it.
So would you, I mean, this isn't advice, but in your experience, whenever you've purchased a distressed property, what percentage do you try to stay under?
I personally try to buy at 70% after repair value. So if after repair value is top of market for that house when it's completely fixed up, I try to buy 70% of that value minus repairs. Why? It sounds like I'm just asking for something ridiculous, right? Well, I got to put the repairs in, and then I'm at 70%. When I go to sell it, it's going to cost me roughly 10%, which puts me at 80. And if I can get that when I do a cash out refi, which we'll talk about in a minute, you can do a cash out refi on your home, typically between 75 to 80%, then I end up with zero money out of pocket because I can get all my money back from my rehab, from buying it and rehabbing it. And I may be out my closing costs, but you're talking a couple $1,000s versus tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, typically closing costs so you also have to understand, just really quick, if you haven't already, closing cost is different than a down payment. Closing cost is what it actually costs to close on the loan.
All the origination fees
and paying for the title company
to
get the loan processed, which is different than the down payment.
Which we can cover in another. The whole point of this one is to talk high level over all the
just
different
understanding
stuff.
The process.
So if you target trying to have your all-in cost around 80%, you can actually buy the house with essentially almost end up in the end no money out of pocket. Now you got to have money up front, but by the end you end up getting most of it, if not all of it, back, if you were able to buy in that strategy, which is why you would target that. Now you're going to say, Michael, that's crazy. No one's going to give me a house for that discount. Yes, we do it. I've bought houses at 40, 35, 30 cents on the dollar of what the after repair value is.
Can you explain what that means?